I used to be so into Christian rap that it was the only genre of music I listened to.
Not I.
That was maybe in middle school. I think that's pretty interesting. Has your guys's, and maybe we've talked about this before on the podcast.
Holy Father, you know that one.
First of all, welcome back to the Sorta Brothers podcast, episode 56.
I think so. I'm off.
Episode 56. This is, I believe, episode 3 of the new year. Little bit different vibe. We're going every other week. But no, the songs, kind of like the music evolving as you grow up. Did you guys experience that? Like your music taste evolving, sorry.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think so. When I was young, we kind of lived out on a little bit of land, and like we always said we lived out in the country, but it was like we didn't have cattle or anything. It was just like we had a little bit of acreage and the houses were spread out and we always played outside kind of thing. But yeah, we listened to almost exclusively growing up to Christian music and country music. So it was like kind of old school country, some like Billy, what is it, Curringham or something, some like Good Directions, some Redneck Yacht Club, some different stuff like that. And then we would listen to like Stephen Curtis Chapman, Michael W. Smith, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And that's not what I listen to anymore.
Yeah,
what's the time?
For me, I didn't expect it, I guess. I'm not even trying to be more dramatic than it is, but I genuinely was in a space where I couldn't ever listen. Oh, I know we've talked about this on the podcast because I know Megan's answered this, but I'll just say it again. It was like a time where I couldn't listen to a song that had any sort of sad kind of vibes or anything to it.
It would just make you sad?
Because I would just get like depressed. Every song on my playlist was a happy song, no matter what. And I remember I was talking about this because Megan said she's still that way. I now, though, it depends on the mood, but going through high school, there were times where I just enjoyed, I wasn't even sad, but I just enjoyed slower music, which I never in my life. I remember talking to my buddies in middle school and being like, why would you ever make a slow song?
Okay.
Ever. That was my that was my mindset because
you're just like, what are you trying to do? Be sad?
Right. Literally. In my mind, the only times I listened to music was with my friends outside playing basketball in the driveway, and we're trying to like have fun and like,
yeah, it's just hype music.
Yeah, be happy. And then the only other time was warming up in middle school basketball games, and that was just pure hype music, bleeping out Drake's cuss words. Yeah. Like there was no other. I didn't listen to music for any other reason than getting hype.
Yeah. If you can stay there your whole life, that's a good thing.
Just stay there the entire.
If you can stay in like a super happy hype zone for 75 years, 80 years.
Here's the other thing,
that's
though.
Pretty good.
People also listen to music way more than I think they do. And that's still true today. Still to this day, I don't understand how people listen to as much music as they do. And the way I'm gauging that is the Spotify listens, like the minutes played or whatever. I know you have Apple Music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they have something similar. I think they do, right?
They do.
Kind of gives you that.
Yeah.
So Spotify will give you the minutes just like Apple or whatever. And for example, this past year, I listened to music nonstop. Most I've ever listened to music, and I could feel that. Going throughout the year, I was thinking this is for sure the most I've ever listened to music. We get to the end of the year, everyone I see, whether they posted it online or just was talking to them about it,
way more,
tens of thousands of minutes above me. And I felt like I listened to it basically every chance I got. Are they just letting it play as they fall asleep? I don't understand.
I've never listened to music as I go to sleep, but I do.
That would be a
listen
loophole,
to a lot of music. I'm trying to see if it gives me my minutes here.
I don't know.
Milestone minutes listened for 2024 It gives it to you in like milestone chunks. So December 19th, I hit 50,000 minutes.
Okay. See,
So
that's
60 minutes to an hour. If we go 50,000 divided by 60 minutes, that's 833 hours divided by 24 hours in a day. I listen to music for almost 35 days out of the year.
okay. So I'm pretty sure that was still more than me. Which if someone
I listen to a lot of music, I would say. So it's not
when
surprising.
do you other than okay, so we even out. I'd say
I either
like
have a
every
podcast
workout
or music going almost constantly while I work, and then I
oh
go
okay.
in the kitchen, I eat lunch, and I either listen to music or listen to a podcast, and then
Yeah, this is like a thing because
Wait.
Blake like never has silence.
I think it's hard for me to have silence as well. But wait, you listen to music when you eat?
which I joked because I'm like, whenever it's silent, all I hear are the voices in my head. So it's never, and she didn't think that was funny. She was like, that's kind of dark. So
yeah, it is
but it
dark.
was a joke.
He does that or like a podcast or something. He like when he eats like not when we're eating
Or
dinner.
no, but that's still weird to me. You're saying you're just rubbing past that. You would just sit down and listen to music, like as you eat.
100%. I put it on the speaker through the house or something.
Like I feel like just alone.
Yeah, or or like I said, I'll watch a golf video or a podcast on YouTube.
Those are two different things to me. It's not weird
Well,
if you're
yeah.
talking to Megan and the music's in the background.
Yeah,
I'm
like
saying
if
like
I'm
if you're just
working-
at home alone.
If
you're
I'm
eating
working
lunch
and
at
I
your-
don't have to like lock in on something, I'll put music
I'm not talking
on.
about that. I'm talking about you eating alone, just listening to music. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, I did it today. I think I had music going, or like, so we bought a new fridge today, and then she ran to pick up breakfast. So I'm just like taking all this stuff off the like tape off the new fridge, getting food put back in it, and all this stuff. And so I just like put music on through the house, or like if I do dishes, I put music on, or whenever I'm just like
yeah,
chilling.
you're giving other examples that aren't weird to me.
But sitting and eating food and listening to music is weird.
If you're like talking and it's in the background, I'm saying, are you alone?
Yes,
and
I would eat-
instead of like watching a podcast, like
It depends on if I have
visually-
something to watch. If I don't have anything that comes to mind to watch, I'll put music on.
I'm always watching something or at least scrolling while I'm eating.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get away from scrolling, but so much. I'd still do it some, but like I don't know. It's just like lately I'll check on something or scroll through something, and I think this is just like brain rot for no reason. Why am I doing this? And I'm consciously thinking that while I'm looking.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I see.
This is how I knew it went too far. Can I tell you? The other day, I walked. Where was I? I was at a restaurant. I walked into the bathroom, step up to the urinal. While I'm peeing, I pulled my phone out and started scrolling. Older man walks in behind me. So I didn't have time. And he like commented on it while we're
No
both
way.
peeing. He goes, "Don't drop it in there." Cause I like started to put it in my pocket, cause it was a 2 staller. So we're standing next to each
Yeah.
other. He was like, "You better not drop it." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then I was like, "Yeah, it's gone too far."
What is this guy looking over the stall?
Yeah. And then I like acted like I dropped it, and he was like, "Oh," he like checked it.
Okay, that's fake. Obviously,
That's fake.
that's
No, but
too far.
Up
That's too
until
far.
him looking over the stall, it happened.
Yeah,
He did make that comment.
yeah, that's crazy. I
And
would.
then I just gotta like kind of laugh, but then we're both still peeing for an amount of time, and we've kind of broken that wall. So I'm like, do I say something else? I'm just like, man, it's cold out there, or, which I guess is a weird thing to say while you're, holding
You're like,
the
dang,
pee.
it's cold out there.
I'm like, man, it's colder than I thought.
Speaking of cold, I was so we've had a bit of it's warmer now today, but the past couple weeks we've had a bit of a kind of cold, what do they call it? Front. There you go.
Yeah. Wait.
Come in and just it got down to what, like 3 degrees or something at one day.
Lower than that. I think it hit 0.
What was the coldest day? Was it 0?
I think it got to 0, but the feels like is like -4 or something.
Right. So that day, I know this for a fact because I remember it specifically going out with my dad. The day it was the coldest of the year for, I guess, 2025, but the winter in 24, 2024 to 2025 as well. The coldest day of the year, I just woke up and my tire was flat.
Oh, really?
I didn't know why, but yeah, it got me home fine. I didn't really think I hit anything, but it was just kind of like one of those things. I didn't really think anything of it, like of the cold. I mean, my dad called me as he was leaving, or like early in the morning, was like, "Hey, you might want to check your tire." It was completely flat. I go
It's
outside.
completely flat. He says, "Might want to check it."
Yeah, I go.
Thanks, Dad.
I go outside, and he was leaving. I go outside, and I get this little kind of tire pump that it's like one of those portable ones that you plug into your car, right?
To like the cigarette lighter thing.
Yeah, they take forever, but I knew that going in, so I put it up, like plug it in, whatever. I turn this thing on. It's like loud as crap, dude. Like neighborhood hears this thing. Like if anybody was asleep, they're awake now. And I felt terrible, but I had to be patient to wait for this thing to go.
Mm-hmm.
I start scrolling next to the tire.
Oh, dang.
I'm
Full
in
circle.
I'm in basically what I'm wearing now, just like some athletic pants and like a sweatshirt. Thought I'd be out there for like 8 minutes. I check back like 10 minutes. And when I say check back, I'm literally standing next to the tower. I just like look down, kind of look at the gauge. The gauge is, so like it's got this little gauge on the little pump. It's just going like this.
You just pull it off when it's high. And you should be good.
No, I look down. This is 10 minutes. It's been going for 10 minutes. It's going like this. The tire's still flat. So I was like, okay,
Did
well,
you try
what's
lifting
happening?
up on the car to relieve some pressure so it could
I
get
did
air
actually.
in it?
Okay.
No shot.
No, I did. I did. Wait, what?
I was joking.
No, I tried everything, dude. Okay, listen. So the jack was already, I got the jack after the 10 minutes. I go get the jack out of my trunk. I jacked it up a little bit to see if it just needed like some help.
Yeah. Just a little morale boost.
Was that a stupid thing to do?
I don't know. It makes sense in my mind. I was picturing you like just pulling up on the bumper.
Oh no, I got the jack. Okay. Anyway, long story short, I stand out there for 30 minutes with this thing on.
Freezing cold.
Yeah, it's freezing. I call my dad. I'm like, how long does this thing normally take? He's like, I think like 8 minutes. I was like, yeah, his tire's flat. I go back inside.
Just got a quarter size hole in it.
I go back inside. We ended up like getting the like bigger tank that we have you can like pressurize it, go out. Still wouldn't inflate. So we took the tire off and I go to like whatever, tire discounters, whatever. The reason why I brought this up was in the very beginning, before, as my dad was leaving, and he told me about the tire, he told me to go check on it. I waited a decent bit to go out and check on it. Like I didn't immediately jump up and go out.
Yeah.
By the time I got back, and this was it was after the 30 minutes of the first portable pump when my dad got back, then we started to take the tire off. I had gone in to get some more tools and I came back out and my dad had already broken the like seal lock, whatever you want to call it, on the lug nuts to get the tire off.
Yeah, yeah.
There was part of me that was mad about that.
Wait, you couldn't figure out how to get the lug nuts off?
No, I never tried it.
Oh, okay.
I never got there. What I was saying was I went in to get tools as my dad was coming out. I didn't know he was going to my car. By the time I got back out to my car, he had already started taking the tire off. There was a part of me that was mad about that. Do you see what I'm saying?
You wanted to take the tire off.
So here's my point. I don't know if it's just being a dude, but it was like there was this side quest that was in front of me.
Yeah. I get that.
It was freezing cold, but it kind of added to it. I needed to take that tire off myself and do it. I walked out and my dad had already started. And now maybe let's bring the neighborhood into it because they're awake because of the freaking portable, not charger, but portable pump, whatever. Now daddy's taking tire off for me.
Yeah, I get that. I think the part that frustrates me is that it's like, hey, daddy, where were you when I was out here with this handheld blower trying to fill up the tire, and now you're going to come and take the nuts off, the fun part.
Exactly, dude. I don't know where he was actually.
If you don't have me at the tiny blower, you don't deserve me at the nuts.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get it.
I know exactly what you're saying. I lived it.
When you do any kind of project like that, there's always like a little bit of a fun part.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah,
that was taken from you.
It was. I think it is kind of that side quest, but like feel that I needed to complete it for the day. And it's still, don't get me wrong, I still took that tire off, put it on a jack stand, went to tire discounters, came back, went back to tire discounters the next day, got the tire. After all of it, I still said, wow, that sucked. I had to do that in the coldest day of the year, but it kind of like, I felt accomplished.
Yeah, at least you did it.
Right. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything like that?
I kind of get that. Some days when I'm not feeling like motivated to really work out or something, if I can just like do something around the house, I think like part of what feels good about working out is just getting something done.
Oh, for sure.
So if I can just get something done in another way, that kind of feels good sometimes too.
Yeah. Megan, are you that way? Are you that way with anything in your life where you feel like I need to do this right now? Like, stop, don't help me. But it's just purely because you think you need to complete it yourself.
I don't know if I feel like I need to complete things myself, but I feel that way with like, I'm just kind of a perfectionist. So a lot of things, if I'm working on something, I don't want other people to touch it just because I have a certain way that I want to do it.
Yeah. I guess the biggest question is, Blake, is this a personality thing or is this a dude thing? Because I was kind of thinking it was a dude thing.
I think part of it's a dude thing. I can't imagine me coming to start to take the tire off Megan's car and she gets upset about that.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Probably
I also
depends
think
on what it is.
Yeah, I also think
now, if she was like painting her birds that she does sometimes or something, and I come in and I finish coloring your birds.
My color by number.
Megan paints birds?
It was a color by number.
Color by numbers.
I mean,
okay.
yeah, if I was building that shelf.
She'd be like, or like Legos, she'd be like, why'd you do that?
No, but those are more, those are toys.
Yeah.
Well, I was building like one of these shelves.
Yeah, like if you both...
And he told me I couldn't do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, no,
it's
I'm
actually
going to
a good
do
example.
it.
So like if you both agree that you're going to get this nice new shelf for the house or something, and it's like you have to assemble it, it's a hefty shelf, and then it comes in the mail, you go off to the gym to work out, you come back in 2 hours and half of it's already built, would you be kind of like, I kind of wanted to build that?
I would just want to make sure,
or maybe that's just if you like building.
Gosh. I would just want to make sure it was built correctly.
That's crazy because that's not what I'm talking about.
But we don't have to get too much into that. But yeah, I like building stuff.
Well, but the thing is, I built that shelf because I had been asking Blake to build the shelf for a long time and it hadn't happened. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I sat my little newborn baby right next to it, and I banged and hammered.
You know what Megan has been good at recently is we have a bunch of stuff we're trying to clear out rooms, and she's been killing it with selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, getting rid of stuff.
Speaking of, I saw that desk you put up.
Yeah,
that's a nice freaking desk. Did you sell it?
No, it's up there. I need to get rid of it,
dude. I want that desk, dude.
Oh, it's like 8 foot long. Could you use it somewhere?
It's 8 foot long. Why are you selling it? Didn't you like?
It's in the new nursery. We don't have room for it. I built that desk.
I was gonna say, didn't you and your dad? Yeah, I knew that.
It's a nice desk, but
I don't know if I could afford it actually because that price.
I get a little discount.
I just don't.
Anyways,
I didn't know it was 8 feet long.
We can go look at it.
It's for 2 people, so yeah, it's
Megan.
it's
my roommate, my old roommate, because Dad and I built it when we lived in the condo, and Eric lived with me, so it was me and Eric sat at it and worked like during college. And so I listed on Facebook Marketplace, and he hit me with "Is this still available on Facebook?" Like the button. I was like, "Yeah, come get it." He's like, "That seems a little steep for the Mims." And I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of priceless."
Did you not put how long it is on?
I'm going to show you a picture of something Megan posted on Facebook Marketplace.
He probably did. I didn't look at the description.
I did. It's in the description. I'm going to show you a picture of a piece of decor that Megan posted that we are selling, and you tell me what you think she titled the listing. Okay.
It's hard.
Okay, wait.
It's a hard thing to title.
Okay. This is it.
Okay, I've seen this around the house. See,
Where did this used to be?
I'm
I
at a
don't even know if we
disadvantage.
ever had this.
I'm at a disadvantage. I don't know what these things are called. But you're saying Megan didn't either, so she just titled it something?
She might have been correct. Megan
Balls
don't
in
say-
jar.
Balls in jar. Okay, we're close.
That's a stupid answer, obviously.
She kind of broke it up between what was in the container and what wasn't. So she says glass container. Oh, you changed the listing.
Yeah, I did now. I thought you had a screenshot of it.
I do. I'm gonna have to go to my screenshot
Because you
now.
made fun of you and Megan made fun of me, so I changed it.
Megan,
What was the original?
glass container and ball fillers.
Wait, ball filler?
Then I was like, should I? But then I thought
Filling the balls.
filler balls doesn't sound better,
It kind of does.
does it?
Maybe just like decor. I don't know.
And
That's too broad.
ball fillers.
I can't
is
just say
great.
decor. It
Glass
has like I think I changed it to
container.
decorative balls.
Yes.
Is that what I changed it to?
Yeah, decorative
That
balls.
sounds right.
Decorative spheres.
Because those aren't they're not like attached to it or anything. It's just I was just selling those.
I'm surprised
Like, with it.
Facebook
sounds
didn't
right.
flag ball fillers on the marketplace.
It's valid, actually. Yeah, apparently.
Man, I feel like there's a lot that's happened since we had our last episode.
Yeah.
I had written down Elon did that Nazi salute. We never talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't. It hadn't happened.
Did we talk about it off camera then? I feel like I remember us talking about it.
Did we? I don't remember. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, even off camera. But
I don't know.
what's your take? Give me your take on if he was doing a Nazi salute or if he's just awkward.
I feel like this is kind of old news now, but I think
if we do bi-weekly episodes, we're gonna hit some old news.
I feel like the main thing though was the it was like the "My heart goes out to you" whatever Russian salute. I don't think he was actually doing
Russian?
the Nazi. Yeah, there's like some Russian salute that means "My heart goes out to you."
Oh,
Supposedly, what people were saying he was
he
meaning
Russian?
to do. I don't think so. I think he just knows. I don't know.
oh, yeah. I hope so. That's so funny though that's like that became such big news.
Yeah.
I did see a thing where someone said that the way he moves is like a Sims character, and it was just him like,
I mean, he has like
and he did the thing. It
Like
looked,
Asperger's or something,
it
right?
looked so much like it though. It was crazy when they pointed it out because he does like one thing where he's like he does the like. And it's
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
literally will do
Like
like
emotes,
this. He emotes.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's a crazy guy. I mean, he's obviously smart.
I was so it's funny. I just now thought of this. I was driving my dad's truck to the tire discounters to get my tire checked out, and this just reminded me because we're talking about music, and I was listening to the radio. I had to listen to the radio. My dad's truck, his aux cord doesn't work.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
I had to listen to the radio, and I've driven in silence before, but I don't know. Not a huge fan of it. So I was driving with the radio on. Obviously,
Like our
the thing I hate about the
forefathers used to.
radio most is just that the amount of commercials that they run or ads, whatever you want to call it, just constantly. Every single channel, it's like feels like 15 minutes of ads. It's ridiculous. Every channel had ads. I found a channel that wasn't playing music, but it was just two hosts talking. And I hate that just as much, but I was like, you know what? It's not an ad. So I kept it on. Let me pull up my phone here, just look at my notes, make sure I get this right. I almost stopped the truck and wrote this down so I didn't forget it.
What kind of station was it? Is like just talk radio?
No, it was a normal radio. They were just in like a talking portion
Oh,
where
so
they were
they
just
did
like
play
chatting.
music after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I turned it on, they were talking. When I turned it off, they were talking.
Okay.
They were just on like I don't know, maybe a break from the music, whatever. So,
Is it K-Love?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm driving. I'm basically just tuning it out really. Like the talking's there, but I'm just tuning it out. And the radio host says, "Hey, what do you think about Bigfoot?" Kind of perked my ears up. I was like, "Why are we talking about Bigfoot?
Like,
I haven't talked
okay.
about that in a while." And this host starts talking about like it's just funny, you know, like every time there's Bigfoot like sightings, it's always this horrible 480p like video, horrible quality, all this stuff.
Yeah.
He then goes to say, if Bigfoot was proven real by like a 4K video, clear as can be, we have concrete evidence Bigfoot is real. He goes, you know what would suck about that? The hunt's over. The search is over. We are creatures of just like creatures that want to hunt and find new things and explore new things. Stop. Dude, Bigfoot's real. The worst thing, the thing you're most worried about is that the hunt's over.
Not that he's going to kill you.
And the other host was like, oh my gosh, you're so right.
And then they go into a sermon of how our souls long for meaning, and we find that in Bigfoot.
Dude, Bigfoot is proven real, and you're telling me that you're out camping going, dang, we found him. That's crazy to me, dude.
That's it.
Also, now that I'm regurgitating this, I feel like, were they just kind of like blabbering on because they didn't have anything else to talk about? Because
that's all radio
now
is.
It kind of feels like it. Because now that I'm saying it, I'm like, no way they actually thought that.
What would be the worst part about finding Bigfoot?
Camping, Bigfoot's out here.
Probably the death.
Hiking, wait, Bigfoot's out here. Literally anything. Oh, the bear is no longer the top of the food chain. Bigfoot is.
Who wins between a bear and a Bigfoot?
Bigfoot.
How tall is Bigfoot though? Because bears would be like 9 foot standing up.
Here's the thing:
I think that's how tall Bigfoot is.
We don't have
Are his
concrete
feet
evidence.
just big, or is the whole body big?
The whole body's big.
We don't have concrete evidence. We don't know. Maybe the concrete evidence says Bigfoot's 18 feet tall.
If he's 18 feet tall, we would have a
We
picture.
would find
He
him.
couldn't hide like he is.
So you're saying if he's 9 feet tall, we
He'd be
can't?
like a tree.
You're saying you're saying a 18 feet tall Bigfoot we would have evidence of, but if he's 9 foot, he might still be out there.
I think it's a duck under something a little easier.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Well, because there's
He's for sure
bears
not
are big,
out there,
and
right?
I don't always see bears.
They're not standing on their hind legs.
Yeah, but they're still big.
They're on all fours.
Bigfoot could get on all fours if he needed to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're proving my point.
I know, but I'm saying if he was 18 feet tall, though, it'd still be too big.
No, 18 feet tall on all fours, though. How tall is he? What if that was Bigfoot's thing? wait, what if that was Bigfoot's thing? He just had he was 18 feet tall, but it was all torso. So he just had really small legs and really small arms. So when he got on all fours, he's like only 2 feet off the ground.
Could be.
That's it.
All torso, you would just topple over. Would you not? You have crazy strong core. If you had a 9 foot torso and 2 foot legs. Can't even picture that. I gotta show you a video here. Because I think, I think we've talked before about like how old would you realistically want to be and things like that in life. Because I think there's like you reach like a threshold where it starts getting much, much worse. But this is a video of the oldest man in India, which I'm assuming has to be close to the oldest man in the world.
We talk about age a lot. No way that's real.
Megan, I'll send it to you. Look at that mobility. I mean, that is one of the best squat
What's
forms
the
I've ever
emoji
seen.
under oldest man in India?
It's the...
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now,
Are emojis out of hand?
out of hand.
Yeah.
Like,
Are they
they're
getting out of hand?
Doing too much with them? Or do you just
No,
mean,
with
like, out
people
of touch?
using them.
Or do you mean out of hand, or do you mean like they're getting old?
It's kind of all encompassed in getting out of hand.
Getting out of hand makes me think people are using them too much.
That too.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
I think so.
I can definitely tell by someone's texting style. Like, I can get a vibe on like what kind of person they are if they're texting me emojis or sometimes you have like, somebody that is like super chill.
Yeah.
And then they like spam you with emojis when they text. And I'm like, where's this coming from? This isn't you.
Yeah.
Anyways, this man from India.
Okay.
How old would you guess that he is?
Is he over 100 years old?
I don't even know if I know how old he is, but I'm just saying from that video.
Did he have any clothes on?
I looked at that pretty closely. I think he had some sort of loincloth
Why
over
is he
it. But
only
there's
wearing a
not much
loincloth?
there is not much to cover. The oldest man on
Dang.
earth is 300 years old. I don't think I'm buying that. I'm going to need to see a birth certificate.
What?
Now,
Just
do you
look that
think
up? AI tell you that?
something on Facebook? Here's my question. Do you think they have like pleasantries like we have? Like, do you think anybody ever goes up to that man and is like, oh my gosh, you look so good for your age?
Pleasantries like we have.
Like in America, we're like,
You don't think people
oh
in
my
India
gosh, you don't look a day over 50.
You don't think people in India give them compliments? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, do you think he gets many compliments? Like at the
No.
he's the oldest man in India. Do you think people are like, oh my gosh, you don't look a day over 200?
No way that guy is over 120 years old.
You're saying biblically?
No, I'm saying I think that's the record.
Just in general.
What if he's like 92 and we're like,
Also,
whoa,
biblically,
he's
sure, yes.
He's
Like, what?
the worst looking 92-year-old I've ever seen.
Okay, if he's only in his 90s, he looks awful.
How old does he have to be to look good?
That's a good question.
Probably 1,000.
He has to be breaking the record in order to be looking good right now.
This says as of 2 days ago, a man in Brazil is the oldest living man, and he is 112 years old.
There you go. So 111, you're looking bad, dude.
Yeah. What's the
He's not
what's your
eating,
day to
dude.
day like?
Just squats.
That's obviously they're doing some
Stretching.
type of show.
Squat every day.
Huh?
Like he's in some type of show.
What are you
That
talking
man I
about?
showed you is?
Yes. Do you see all the people? There's a whole audience around him, like filming, and he's
Oh my gosh,
it's in
and
some type.
You just
he's,
got your butt out with a camera crew
he's in
there,
some type of like
squatting that
Dude, there's
low.
no way
demonstration, or he's a part of a show or something. I don't know.
Dude, this is not. That's not great. We got to censor that? Gosh.
Maybe we'll blur it. Oh, I don't know how we didn't talk about that. I was talking to Megan about this yesterday. I don't know how we didn't segue to this from the Elon salute. But, well, first of all, I got to give us props on our podcast for making it as far as we did, because there is a UFC fighter that just started a podcast that surfaced this week who has essentially crashed and burned his entire podcast in episode 1.
Wait, what?
This is Bryce Mitchell. Do you know
Bryce
Mitchell? He's like country kind of southern guy in the UFC.
Oh, was he on
He claims to be a Christian, and
was he on oh my gosh. He was on another podcast, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Comedian. What's his name? I see his face. Why am I blanking?
Theo Vaughn?
Yes. He was on Theo Vaughn's podcast, I'm pretty sure.
He might have been.
If we're thinking of the same guy.
It's this guy.
Thinking of a country dude in the UFC.
It's this guy.
Yes, he was on Theo
He
Vaughn's
was?
podcast. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure,
so
yeah.
he started a podcast with one of his coaches, and they were just talking. It was episode 1. He opens episode 1, and he reads a Bible verse. I forget which Bible verse, but he's like trying to set the tone for the podcast, whatever.
It's a cool thing to do.
He's just a like a good old country guy, whatever. Hour 18 minutes in, they go off a side rail about Hitler in Germany. And he starts like sort of angrily defending that Hitler was misunderstood and he was a good guy, claiming that he would like to go fishing with Hitler. And his point was that
Like go fishing?
he'd like to go fishing with Hitler.
Okay.
His whole point in saying this was that I guess Hitler was so misunderstood. And yes, he went crazy later on because of meth, he said, or something. But he was saying that all Hitler was trying to do was rid the country of the toxic Jews that were gaying out all their young men, which is what he said. He said that the Jews wanted to make everything gay. He said they talk about Hitler burning their books. Them was gay books. That's what he said. He starts saying all that, saying that like, anyways, starts going on and on and on about whatever. So he's like basically saying that the Jews were toxic to Germany and that Hitler was a good guy. Said Hitler was a good guy. And the guy who is his coach, because they're just kind of sitting there, they're sharing a mic like this. And when he's like going on and on about Hitler, he's like ripping the mic close to him. And the guy's like sitting there the whole time like.
They're sharing a mic?
Yeah, but he was sitting there like, oh no. You know, just kind of like you can tell on his face. He's like, how can I make my face where I don't also get canceled for this? Mm-hmm. And then he's like, you're going to have to like bring the mic a little closer so I can talk. And then every time he would try to be like, maybe that's not what we should be saying, he would just like double down on it. It was crazy. You should listen to it.
Is he getting backlash for it yet?
100%. Reporters were asking Dana White about it in press conferences and everything.
Way,
Dana was like, obviously denounced it and then was saying, you have to understand Bryce Mitchell is one of the stupidest people I've ever met.
Reporters are ruthless.
But Dana said that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying in general. I know Dana said that. I'm saying reporters are ruthless. Like, obviously, that's not cool.
Yeah.
But, and that's, I'm not saying it was invalid for the reporters to be asking about it, but that's almost something to me where that's like his personal life. Which,
well, he's not being punished for it.
No, I know, UFC. But I get the media just wants to know everything. But these people who their entire jobs are basically to just be as nosy as they can be.
Well, right, but he wasn't talking to his buddy. He put it on a podcast.
Yeah. I know, that's probably not a great example, but just brought it up.
That's why I also was like,
think about it.
Made me cringe a little bit when he opened with a nice Bible verse and got straight into how Hitler was right for killing the gay Jews. I was like, this might be double-edged sword here.
Hasn't scheduled a second episode yet?
I don't think so. I was going to see if we could have him on. I think his schedule freed up.
Yeah, I was going to say he might be free now.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems like a bit of a loose cannon. But I feel like that's a hot take. For sure.
Yeah. It's kind of the definition of a hot take.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Everybody's got their opinions, I guess. That one seems a little off the rails. Did you see that thing? Ethan showed me this video. And ever since he showed it to me, I have been getting like spammed with it in my feed. Did you see the baptism video that went wrong?
That went wrong?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm sorry to bring up so many videos here, but this is the last one.
Okay.
It's on TikTok.
I also
Megan,
have the videos. So.
You've seen it, right?
Christ is Lord and Savior.
I am Jesus Christ.
What?
Oh my gosh, I did see this.
I'm back, boys.
Huh? All right. Well, we're going to pause right now, and we're going to have a conversation with Jared a little bit more. So, Jared, have you placed your faith and trust in Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior?
I'm not Jared. No.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pause the service. Jared is having some theological things that he's dealing with. So, Jared, thank you very much. We're going to continue the service right now. All right? So, all right. Sounds good. All right. All right, welcome to Catalyst Church. A little awkward beginning, that is for sure.
Dude, I saw that.
So all right.
Happy Sunday, dude.
Yeah, happy Sunday. So, Jared, go ahead and go out that way, please, if you don't mind. That would be great. All right. Well, welcome to Catalyst Church, for sure. Absolutely. All right.
He's good. He doesn't really say anything.
Here we go.
I saw that first of all, Pastor handled that basically as well as you could.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But what were the conversations like before where we got that guy into the water?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Like, did you not ask him if he thought he was Jesus prior to stepping into the tub?
they were just like, do you
They're
believe
just
that
like, do you
Jesus
know
died on the
Jesus?
cross?
He's like, very well.
yeah. They're like, do you believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins? He's like, yeah, I did.
He's like, 100%.
That's crazy.
100%.
Yeah, not good. Yeah.
He said, do you believe Jesus, whatever he said, died and saved you from your sins?
Whatever
Like
he said.
the
That's
pastor.
crazy.
Do you believe he's your Lord and Savior? He said, I am Jesus Christ. He said, what? And he said, I'm back, boys. Now, I hope that guy,
It was
obviously,
it was like a fantasy.
I hope there is reconciliation here and he comes to, but
Yeah, for sure.
I hope he's not like actually dealing with some kind of psychiatric disorder. But
It's like a fantasy.
I'm
football
back, boys,
punishment.
makes me think that that was like a fantasy football
Yeah.
punishment or something.
Yeah, the I'm back boys took me out of it. I was like, I was with you until
I was wondering, but then I didn't think Jesus would say, I'm back, boys.
yeah. Yeah, I actually did see that. That guy though, like being live and everything, obviously with people in the room, about as good as you can handle that, for sure.
Yeah, he said, bit of a awkward situation.
I wonder because I feel like most of the time, not most of the time maybe, but like when a pastor's baptizing somebody, it's not every time that he's like talked to them like one on one, like someone else has led them to.
Yeah, it looked like a smaller
Jesus?
church too, though.
Yeah, true. So it could have been him, but I almost wonder if it was like somebody else, and
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
like, who vetted this guy?
Maybe.
It's like
Yeah, who's the
somebody's
filter?
getting a
Yeah,
talking to.
they didn't have time to vet him, and they're like, what's the worst that could happen?
That right there.
He claims he's Jesus Christ. And he's
They're like-
back for the boys.
They're like, oh yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, that would be
no.
crazy.
Yeah, they're like, well, what's he going to do? Say he's Jesus?
He overhears them.
He's like, that's an option?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not ideal. I think it is kind of interesting when people when these church fail videos also, I just feel like go off the rails way too quickly. That's why I was giving that guy props. Was because
Oh, I think the pastor handled it good.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was giving him props for that because whether it's on other podcasts, people like rewatching videos of fails or like just it goes everywhere or it spreads everywhere because I feel like, and I don't know, maybe it's just the awkwardness of being in front of people in the room and it's live and everything, but plenty of people have been on live television before something wrong has happened and they kind of stay calm, collected, and get through it. For some reason, and maybe it's just kind of because you're in a space where you're trying to be hesitant with people in the room, maybe if they're believers, not believers, I don't know. But like, do you see what I'm saying? These church fail videos, sometimes something like that happens and then everybody just like freezes, doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Whereas like that guy was like, okay, this is obviously awkward and
Yeah.
like this guy, we need to talk to him more. So like we're gonna move on. But like I've seen videos where stuff similar, not somebody actually saying Jesus, but some like similar stuff like that, and they just freeze and they're like, we don't know. I don't.
They just baptize him anyway because it's so awkward. They're like, just so you guys know, this water is not holy. We're just going to do it to get him out of here.
Like especially the worship fails, dude.
Dude, I
think
one of the
you
videos
brought
that's
one
made
of
me
them.
laugh hardest of all time is the Ocean's Drummer.
Yeah, that one's good. But like,
it's
and that guy was just
complete
oblivious. I
unawareness to
think.
what is
Yeah,
happening.
was he oblivious or was he just?
I
Did he
think they
think he was
pulled him in
shredding?
from a rock band. I think he thought like,
He thought he was just going crazy.
I'm going to get some props for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was just getting it, which he was.
He probably, honestly, I would say, I would probably be on the side of he thought he was doing really well because if I remember correctly, he was in like a drum box and obviously has in-ears in. So like in his mix, because for
I don't
people
know
who
if he
don't,
was in a
for
drum
people who
box.
don't know, I thought he was for
I
some
don't think
reason.
so.
Or no, because he was on an electric kit, right?
No,
I think he's in a box.
What?
I
He's
don't-
either in a box or on an electric
he's
kit.
not on an electric. Anyways,
see,
if it was
I'll
a
see.
box, it
Hold
was
on.
open. I mean, you could clearly hear it. But
You're still gonna be able to hear. You know what I'm saying when I say drum box?
yeah,
You can.
nobody
still
uses
hear it.
drum boxes anymore.
Yes, they do,
Why don't they use one at our church?
because they don't like the look of it. Seven Hills uses one.
Mm.
Just a local church.
Shout out.
But no, a drum, like people still use them all the time. It's actually recommended. It'll sound better.
Yeah,
'Cause-
because then you just mic it up in there.
You're hearing through the mics. Like at church, we still have our drums mic'd up for the hope that it kind of the speakers, because you want to hear it from the speakers, not from the.
Yeah, from the room. Yeah.
But anyway,
Did they drum box the student area?
they did. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
He's not in a drum box, but it is an electric
Yeah.
kit.
Okay, that's what. I
Oh, it
thought.
is an electric kit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So on his electric kit, just like, but even if he was, it doesn't even matter. You're gonna have in-ears in, and that mix is tuned to what you want your mix to sound like.
Yeah, but
So he could in his in-ears, he could think it sounds
no.
amazing.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not. Pull it up. You can't even. Justify that like the levels were off because he should not have been hitting the drums that many times. It was a pure contact
No,
issue.
I know it sounds bad, but like I don't know if that guy actually thought he was good or not.
It was supposed to be like the quiet part of the song.
I thought you were saying he thought he was shredding. Now you're not?
He thought he was shredding, but it was an inappropriate time to shred.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Should we watch it or not? All right. We're gonna have videos in this.
Dude, this whole entire we're just literally this entire episode we're just scrolling. We were saying we didn't like to scroll. We're just scrolling with our viewers. This
I know.
episode.
Why are we doing that? Bro, I'm getting drywall ads. I've been watching videos of guys hanging drywall and, like arched drywall and just for fun. And
Not for
now-
fun. You're putting in a doorway, right?
I'm not doing it.
Why are you watching those for fun?
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Anyways, now I'm getting ads for drywall stuff. So
Nice. They're watching.
And you
Wait, go back. You gotta go back. Dude, he's hitting double bass there. Wait.
take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior.
Okay. Obviously, multiple things wrong. Here, pause it.
probably the levels.
Stop.
It's probably the levels in his headset.
Multiple things wrong. First of all, I'm not like shying away from that. His in-ears could sound good. One thing about it though, I'm not saying he should have been playing. I'm saying it definitely didn't sound that loud in his ears, dude. Whoever is mixing the room, that sounds awful, and that's 100% on him for not playing when he should.
Why was he
But
hitting
also-
the drums so many times?
No, but also way too loud for that room. Like there's two things wrong there, obviously. Maybe a couple more than two things, but
oh my gosh, dude.
he was definitely wrong for playing, but also the drum mix is loud in that freaking place, dude. It shouldn't. I don't care if
That woman just
dude, that's double. It's double bass. It's double bass, dude.
her just continuing to sing and not
I mean, what are you supposed to
react.
do? She's
Yeah,
got
it's just
to.
like-
That's the thing. But
Dude, I can't stop laughing at that.
Yeah. He has 2 pedals.
Gosh.
That is the weird thing about electric kits is so for Hebron, it's another campus at our church. We have an electric kit there, and it's a really nice electric kit. And it comes with, I'm pretty sure it came with another pedal, which is not. I mean, I don't know.
Why
I guess
would you want a double bass?
I mean, just people use it just like another.
Just if it's like faster?
Not necessarily. I mean, people use it for different rhythms and different things like that throughout different songs. It's just super popular in rock because you can just go crazy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's a common thing to come with electric kits. It doesn't come like if you buy a normal kit, which if you're buying an expensive kit, you're not really buying it together. Like you're gonna buy cymbals, you're gonna buy hardware, you're gonna buy shells.
Like he was like in a band, like a bandana too, or something. So I feel like he was like a pinch hitter for out of a rock band that week at church or something. They just needed somebody.
I don't know.
He was like,
dude,
all right,
maybe, or I feel like
say
small
less.
churches like that just take whoever they can get.
That's a risk you run.
Because it's like that sounded awful, but
He left straight from there and went to get baptized at that other
he was
church.
on beat.
He was on beat?
I think he was. I think he stayed on.
What are you talking about on beat?
I'm saying he wasn't off beat. It sounded awful, but he would like if you were keeping time, he was on time.
Okay, but if you're hitting the drum every millisecond, one of them's always going to be on beat.
Just like a loophole.
If you hit them continuously, one of them is going to be
like,
on beat.
He's like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to be off beat. They're just like never stop playing.
Yeah.
You would still be you could get off beat for sure.
No shot. Well, what else you got?
Stop scrolling. No more videos. No more videos.
I got a video to show you.
Both of you, no, stop. Both of you. No more scrolling.
I can't believe we made it over a year before we talked about Ocean's drummer.
I don't know if we already have or not. There's a good possibility.
Who knows?
Yeah, there's a good possibility. I feel like we've talked about multiple things twice. Most with things, I think we were aware of them. Maybe not. I don't know.
You got anything else?
I had a note for a video, but I've saved like 8 different videos the past 2 weeks, and so now I don't know what it was.
Oh.
So I won't show it.
All right. Well, it's up to you.
I did have one though that it's not like a video that I need to pull up or anything, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. With it being 2025, I think just culture or the culture of maybe it's just the US, I don't know, but people are kind of trying to normalize therapy. Would you agree with that? I feel like it's like pretty,
sure.
Which is good. I mean, I don't
Like BetterHelp.
right. Yeah. Just like mental health, that kind of thing. And as we've talked about on the pod before, comment section is always like, if you need a laugh, don't look at the video, look at the comment section.
Yeah.
I came across this video, just one of those videos, again, basically brain rot video. It's like probably super late at night, but I was like crying laughing, and I like made a note to say it on the pod because I'm gonna have to show it now. This guy,
Maybe just show it.
I'll just show it. Anyway, the caption is, I'll show you the video, but the caption is, it's like something along the lines of like, how is he going to explain this in therapy?
Can't wait.
This dude's like, it's like a little kid. Okay. The caption is, therapist's gonna have a hard time trying to imagine this.
I can't wait.
Okay. I don't even know if there's sound to it.
can't even see. Hold on. Can I come back?
I'm crying. This guy picks him up by his pants from his teeth, like from his mouth, and just starts dancing.
What is this song?
But I was crying. I was crying because I was just imagining.
How strong is his bite? Dude. Then he just goes and shakes the guy's hand. Like he was brought there to do that to the children and then shook the dad's hand. And it's just, Mary.
Dude, I was crying because
Megan still hasn't seen it.
the kid, if you look at the kid, he's like holding his butt and like screaming, dude. And I was just at like midnight imagining this kid like now 10. It's been a couple years, and he's like, yeah, this guy just picked me up by his teeth, and
Yeah, now he's scared of teeth.
oh my gosh, that was I'm glad I brought that up. I didn't know I was gonna laugh that hard at it again, honestly. Wow, I'll send it to you, man. Gosh, I was crying. I forgot about the music. The music, I think, tipped me over the edge there.
The Fairy Moon?
Yeah, what is this song?
What a song. Yeah.
I don't know. Last thing, Severance.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about it.
Just give a spoiler warning.
Yeah, I think that could be our last thing for this episode, just because.
I got 3 or 4 more videos I like to show.
Yeah, dude. Holy gosh, the video's been crazy today.
Holy F gosh.
What? No, I didn't say that.
I said holy gosh.
I was about to say frick. Believe me. But
I'm back, boys.
I just sent it to you.
Episode title, I'm back, boys.
But no, Severance. We talk about it a lot. We're obviously big fans. I thought it'd be cool to talk about it on the pod.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert,
if you haven't watched up through season 2, episode 3,
Yes.
there's gonna be some spoilers. Give me your take.
Off. Okay.
You watched the newest episode 3?
Yes, I did. Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you still feel like maybe Helly's innie is downstairs? Or sorry, Helly's outie is downstairs.
I no longer do.
You don't.
I brought
was
him to my
watching
side.
her all of episode 3 thinking, like assuming it was, and I felt like she was acting a little weird.
Unfortunately.
Also, when in episode 2, when they come back down, or episode 1 maybe,
Whoa, we need to
when
get some structure here.
when she touches Irving and says like, "We're here for you," or whenever that was, maybe it's
That's
episode 3.
on episode 3.
Okay.
That's episode 3.
He kind of looks like, "Why would you touch me like that?" Like he thought it was like maybe out of character for
Oh, I
her.
didn't pick up on that. Here's why. So for context, people, and this isn't, I don't think this is like something out of the ordinary. I think other people have obviously had this take, but we were talking off camera that this was when episode 3 had not come out yet. We had only watched episodes 1 and 2 at the moment. You guys didn't want to watch 1, but we're talking about if Helly had come back acting as her innie, but was really her outie. The reason why I now believe, I thought that it was her outie, the reason why I now believe it is still her innie, is because one, Megan's point was really
What was her point?
validating. It was about how, because she saw what she saw and that she really is like in the Keir family, she doesn't want to be connected to her outie in any way. So that's why, because my biggest point for that was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen her raise her voice, get mad ever really, and since the first episode at Mark, and she like jumped at him. but that would explain that interaction. The reason why I no longer think that in episode 3 is because, which I love this, but now each episode you get to see their outie and innie, which is like amazing. I love that. But in seeing that, I don't think Helly's outie could be acting as good as is as her innie, because when we see her outie, she is a different person. And obviously the actor is doing that on purpose. But when we see her outie, she's like this, like
Right.
confident in your face almost, but like in your face in a very passive aggressive way. Like, you know, I'm right. You know, I'm powerful. So like, I just don't even have to say anything. I'm just going to stare you down. But when we see her as her innie or whatever, outie, whatever you want to think, when we see her with Mark on the 3rd episode, which we can get to the goats in a second. What the heck was that? She's still acting as what I think Helly or the innie would,
Yeah.
following Mark, still letting him kind of lead.
You have to also think, though, that Audi Helena has seen,
Yes, I was just about to say that.
she
she
has
has videos. and stuff.
studied her innie and watched all the footage.
Dang, I literally thought about that right
I
before you said
also
that.
think that the day at the end of season 1 where they were at the conference and her innie came and spoke that on stage, that was the same day that the board and everyone had even found out that she tried to commit suicide. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like,
Wait, say that again?
the day of that big ball or gala,
Yeah.
that was the day that all the board and everyone had even found out that she tried to commit suicide.
Oh, yeah. Was that all because of Mrs. Cobell? Like, they didn't find out until that day
Yeah,
because
she
of that?
did not tell them, and then
She
they
didn't tell him, and
found
then
out.
Natalie came down and told her
I
that
think
they found out
Milch-
that or whatever.
Right.
Milchick, I think, like went like around her and sent it to them.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, "We're not sending you back down there as her. She's gonna kill you."
Yeah.
And so maybe a way to go around getting back down there is that she goes down as her outie.
Mm.
Also, the exchange when they were in the corner of the hallway, where her and Mark were just staring at each other silently because she like loves him or whatever. That was like she was experiencing that for the first time.
Dang, you might be convincing me again. Here's the
Do
thing,
you
though.
think it was like she was
Wait,
experiencing it
no,
for the
yes,
first
okay,
time?
wait. I have to say this.
Because Helly might have
Episode
just kissed
3.
him.
Episode
No.
3. Hold on. Episode 3. Whoever is, I don't know if it's Ben Stiller over the shoulder of an editor, or if the editor is doing its own thing, or its producers over the shoulder. Whoever, and what's obviously in the script as well to sit there with time. It was all of it. So props to everybody. But holy crap, I love when a movie, TV show allows the scene to breathe, dude.
Like when it showed all of them
Multiple
going
scenes.
in the elevator one after the other and it just paused.
Well, I mean, that was an amazing scene.
Did you see the overlay
I
of
did.
those?
That was an amazing scene. No, I'm talking about when a scene, a specific, I mean, that is a specific scene, but I'm talking about when an interaction or whatever, it allows you to breathe, because in the moment, in real life, if there was a time where you were kind of in Mark S. and Helly's kind of body and you were experiencing that, there would be a sense of like maybe time stopping, or a sense of whatever, if it's a tension of love, whatever. But that scene didn't just cut back and forth and they were kind of like sat there for a second and then went away. No, it cut back and forth and back and forth and back. It let you feel not only the time passing, but the tension. Dude, it was so, I was eating a full frozen pizza at the time.
Let's go.
And I literally stopped eating my pizza and just went, that was beautiful.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Dude, the last 30 seconds of episode 3 was sick.
Oh my gosh, so good. I have a text that I sent. Ethan sent me a text because he was like, dude, did you finish it? And I was like, I'm watching it right now. The first thing I told him was the last scene, the editing, the cutting was
And then the
amazing.
like funky music that plays.
All match cuts. Yes, the match cuts were just beautiful. I am really curious if they reshot any of that, because it was so dead on, and they could do that 100%. They could do that, and maybe they just saved like the scenes and everything, but getting the camera right back like where it needed to be, and I don't know. I'm very interested to see how they
Yeah. I also
executed
want to
that.
see. I'm also curious why he like ended up on the table.
That was his first memory.
Yeah.
His first memory, but it didn't go back to him as a child as his
Well, it's
Audi.
because they were converging, and so that was the
His first memory
thing.
as a severed
Yeah,
Yeah,
person.
that was his Innie's first memory.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm also interested to see like what spooked Cobell so bad 'cause she was going to go talk to the board.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
she turned around and ran away.
Yeah, that was really weird. Her whole, I mean, even another thing, I could go on and on about the cinematography about that show, but like the opening shot of episode 3, the texture,
with the white snow
extreme
and
wide
the-
shot. Yeah. And her car is like a dot in this extreme wide shot. And it's like the texture of the wind on the snow. Dude,
Where was she
You even
going?
planned for
Because She
that?
drove out to where there was like a house in the middle of nowhere
okay.
and then turned around.
That was my next question was, I mean, and maybe the episode was just like that, which I love episodes where you just are introduced to a ton of different things and you have no clue what's going on. That's kind of how I felt in episode 3. Like there was nothing really answered for us. It was just kind of like still setting up the stage for what's going to happen in season 2. But
Which I kind of
we don't
hate
know.
that. I'm like, I want some answers.
I kinda
I'm,
like it.
dying over here.
Yeah, well, it's not. You're maybe not getting answers, but you're getting more puzzle pieces.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
I was curious if she just like somehow she saw the writing on the wall that like they're about to hurt me or force me to sever or do something. I think that's why she ran away. But it was interesting because when she followed Helly up, they got to the car where the guy was standing and the focus shifted to where
To
he
the
was
guy.
in focus.
I know,
And
I know.
As soon as it shifted to him in focus, she got spooked.
I know.
and
That's
ran.
why I thought, dude, when, again, beautiful, whether it's script writing, editing, whatever, the tension of that scene, dude, you got like letting it breathe. So, like, when they allowed that shot to stick on Heliar, obviously in the script or the DP's planning, whatever, they had the idea to pull focus. Obviously, that was like they meant to do that. But even when they pulled onto him, it wasn't like it pulled and then cut back to her. Like it was like it pulled and then he just sat there in like his stare, basically. I was literally thinking in my head, I was like, something's about to happen, something's about to happen. So, like, I thought he was gonna do something. I thought she was gonna like go crazy on him or something. I didn't know what was gonna
I think
happen.
he like took a step, and
Did he?
then it changed. Like he kind of took a step towards Helly.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
It was very slight, but he moved slightly, and then the focus changed.
For some reason, and maybe that's what they were hitting
That's
at.
when I was like, oh, he's about to grab her to like do something.
Yeah, I thought, like as I was watching it, I thought that Miss Cobell was about to like go crazy on Helly or something. Like I thought she was gonna be like, because when they showed the shot of them both walking and it was their backs, it almost looked like Miss Cobell was like speeding up to Helly. So I was like, oh, she's gonna like attack her or something, and this guy's gonna be the one to break it up.
Well, I did have that. Maybe it's just because I'm reading a bunch of fantasy and like action novel things. But yeah, I did have that thought too when she turned and I said, oh, she's giving her back. Like basically like she's completely
Oh yeah,
disarmed. Like she's basically like, you're not a threat to me.
yeah.
Like and
Helly took her
Yeah,
ball.
Helly when she turned around.
I also so I was thinking like similarly to that because
I felt that like
Yes.
maybe Miss Cobell's gonna do something.
yes, and that's why I immediately in my mind was like that's happening because I just when she turned her back I was like okay, well she's just not gonna know when she's coming.
Yeah.
Then.
But then she ended up getting spooked. So I don't know.
I don't know what happened there.
I'm
Yeah,
very interested. I hate that we watch it on Thursday night as soon as it drops, and then we have to wait a full week.
yeah. I mean, you have to wait a full week anyway if you watch it on Friday.
I don't know.
Still wait a week.
I'm just saying, like, versus. I just hate that now we're caught up and we're like,
That's true. You guys have
I
never
gotta
been
wait
caught up
some-
on a show ever.
yeah.
Not true. We were caught up on Bad Monkey.
Bro, I was caught up on The Office back in the day. I was watching those episodes
That's
when it
crazy.
came out.
That's crazy. But no, yeah. I believe Ben Stiller has a podcast about it now, and I really need to watch that. If you guys want to come on to our podcast talk about Severance, I'd love it.
Yeah, we'll have to get Ben on here.
But I believe he has a podcast where he talks through the episodes, like as they come out.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I heard that on social media.
Megan said that
somewhere.
she saw something where he was like going through fan theories, and then he like ended the video
I've seen it in
just with
Justice, I
like,
think.
I don't know why no one's asking about his locker tray.
Yeah. Megan sent me that.
Which is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's like multiple watches in there.
Well, no, there's not multiple. The only thing
He
I had
switches
noticed
watches.
that when we were rewatching it, that he switches his watch when he goes down. And
Right. I mean, I knew
remember-
that, but
Well, I was like, why does he need to switch his watch?
wait, why does it bother you?
It
I
doesn't.
don't understand.
It doesn't bother me.
Why does he need to switch his watch?
I just don't understand why he needs to switch his watch. He doesn't change any of his other clothes.
I guess that's true. I was thinking that
I was
the
thinking
watch.
that it gave the date or
And
something.
Yes.
he
and they
switches
wanted
it.
to-
Might
I
he
was-
switches it for one that's just blank.
Yes, I thought it was all about the timing and like knowing the time once you're down there. That's what I thought. And like in the first season, and
Because
everything.
they have, and there's a clock on the wall down
That's
there.
true.
But that again doesn't have any numbers. It's just blank. But like, I didn't know if like his watch was giving more details that they didn't want him to have. I don't know. That was
Do
the only
they
thing I had
see
noticed.
numbers anywhere down there except for the data they're refining?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why do you ask that?
I don't know, because like there's no numbers on the clocks. There's no numbers on his watch. I wonder if there's something about it.
I don't know. I do think though that script writing, this is different from that. Script writing is such a interesting thing because sometimes I think I would be capable of doing it. Not that I'm not saying I want to write a movie script or want to write a TV show script. Sometimes I think I'd be capable of doing it. Other times I think I just would never be able to do it because I feel like you kind of have to be.
Bro, I could not do it.
Different.
If I tried to write a script, it would sound like the most AI generated.
Dude, you have to be different in a way because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's not weird, but like when they saw the goats in the first season, was that purely just so that you knew goats were in the severed floor? Because other than knowing that, I got nothing from that.
Yeah, there's been a theory that they're like cloning the goats in things to. One of my friends said he thinks that they use objects like the pineapples that they talk about, and then like the goats to like practice cloning. But they're not really cloning them because he's nursing babies, right? Like he also thinks that Miss Yu or the young girl who's down there is like some clone of someone.
She's a clone?
Like he was wondering. At first, I was like, "It's half Asian. Is that like somehow Mark's daughter?" But I don't think that's possible because he's worked at Lumen for like 2 years, and that girl's like 12.
Oh gosh, that'd be crazy. I didn't even think about that.
If she did, because at one point when he's on a date in the first season, she says, "Did you guys ever try to have kids?" And he said, "We tried for a while. It didn't really work out." So did they maybe confiscate like an embryo? Lumen?
Whoa, that'd be crazy.
My whole thing though was that there's no way she would be that old.
I'm
Also,
saying if they confiscate an embryo and then they birthed it through a surrogate that's their baby, and then
that might be
Lumen
too
captured
far,
it, I
but
don't know.
I am glad that we're here now. When we were first talking, you had only watched the first episode. Now we've both watched all three. You guys were talking nonstop about how the crash would have happened. Did you get the answer? Did you hear it?
How the crash would have happened?
Not specifically, but you were asking questions along the lines of, I don't remember exactly what you said, but you were talking about, you were saying it doesn't make sense because like
How would Gemma be down there?
yeah, did they have a funeral? Did that? But in the second episode, they say what?
I don't know.
You didn't hear about?
What?
They said that it's Mark's sister is saying
Devin.
they're in the like cafe or wherever, they're at that restaurant and they're talking in that booth and she's being like,
Said she was burned.
huh?
Said she was burned, right or no?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm just saying she was just saying like, what if she's still out there? And Mark's like, no, she's not. Like, shut up, basically. And then he says, we saw her body.
Yeah.
There was an open casket. How?
No, he
I
didn't
don't
say
know that
open
there-
casket.
he
He
said
said
I
I
had to
confirmed. He
identify
like went and
her.
confirmed and identified that was her when she died.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
He did have to go see the body, yes.
Maybe I was just thinking open casket. But yeah, I mean, open.
But there was something about.
I
her
guess
being
not an
burned.
open casket where everyone sees her, but I was just thinking open casket because he says that he saw her when
I
she
think
was
he
dead.
also says that her
Yes.
body was burned, which
He
clearly
didn't.
she wasn't.
He
burned.
didn't, but he insinuated it. We talked about it.
Oh wait, I didn't.
Because when he
catch
starts
that.
yelling at her,
Mm-hmm.
he says, "If Rickon died and his body was burned, I wouldn't be affected. I would, or what, like."
I'd be sad for you.
Oh, I didn't take that as Gemma's body.
So I took
Yeah, I
that
think
as
so,
she
so.
was burned in the car.
I'm
accident.
assuming they said she
maybe I don't.
I don't know that not her entire body, because he obviously had to go identify her, but that she was.
or
in
they
some
are
way.
cloning people and they cloned her and burned that one for him to identify.
That would be nuts.
We've talked about this for a while.
How far off the rails?
We
guys.
should end this pod. Do you ever get to know the bros?
We can continue talking, but yeah.
I want to work out.
Sure.
I gotta go smack a word.
I don't know. What's the worst test score you've ever received?
Test score.
27.
Out of
Really?
100?
Really?
27%.
That's pretty bad.
I think
Guess the year.
2011.
I don't know what year. You mean
Actually, don't.
maybe guess the school year.
That's
not-
what I meant.
Yeah.
Senior year.
No,
8th grade.
sophomore year.
Nice. I don't remember exactly. I think one time I was in a statistics class in college.
That's what the 27 was in.
Was it?
I was the worst at math.
I hate
It was like
statistics.
it was like a beginner statistics though, because I was a sophomore. Not beginners. It wasn't called that, but it was like a lower level. It was like the entry level, whatever.
Yeah.
Math statistic. It was like we're introducing statistics, and I was like,
Yeah, this was just a gen ed, and I just had to take it to get a math credit. Because my advisor put me in college algebra to get a math credit, and then first day of class, they're like, nobody's here for a gen ed, are they? Because it doesn't count. So I had to switch to statistics. Anyways, I had like all A's, and we had a final exam, and I just like was not getting something, and I got like a 40 on it, and it took me to a B.
dang.
So I think 40 is my lowest grade. Probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I was a 27. I'm almost positive because I remember looking at the paper and being like, that is for sure the lowest grade I've ever seen in my life.
I've ever, not only lowest one I've ever got, lowest one I've ever seen.
It was like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was one of those math just tests that was on a packet, and she handed it back to us, and there was a 27 in red lettering circle or red number circle.
You just make that 2 into an 8, show your parents.
That's right.
Yeah,
Back
I don't
when
know.
paper was.
If you can get a 40 on the final exam and squeak out with a B, I feel like you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
I did that in a class in college
Yeah.
where I knew I was gonna have a hard time testing. I did have a hard time testing throughout the year, but I would kind of like squeak by. But I could keep my grade afloat by doing the more busier work or practice stuff throughout the year. And then I just knew I had to get to a certain point to be safe, even if I did awful on the final exam. And I did awful on the final exam, but I got it to that point. So I came down, but stayed afloat.
You got like a D?
No, I think it was a C.
Yeah. That's cool.
I'm like, it was a C, put respect on my name.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Episode 56. Like and subscribe. See you later.